from snow to solid ice. Threats from these frigid temperatures are prompting back-to-back WRAL weather alert days. We'll show you how bitterly cold it will feel town by town.
And that means we could see slick roads. We're live in the WRAL storm tracker, highlighting trouble spots and risks tonight.
Plus, new answers. What led up to a police shootout and 2 people killed in Raleigh? And he heard the shots. Then his home became key to the investigation.
Probably at least 5 officers into our house.
Hear a neighbor's terrifying experience during the shootout. We are staying on top of 2 big stories tonight. The snowfall, of course, from last night sticking around. In the last 10 minutes, we learned Durham Public Schools closing tomorrow, as is Wake County Schools.
And more action at the scene of last night's shooting in Raleigh. The bomb squad was called to that area today as police continue their investigation. So much to talk about here tonight at 7 o'clock. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Ashley Rowe. We were with you for 90 minutes last night talking about that shooting. This is the man that police say was shot and killed by officers, 70-year-old Antonio Rodriguez. Police say he shot and killed a 73-year-old man and then got into the shootout with police. 1 officer was hurt in that exchange.
That officer, we know, is still in critical condition tonight. We're going to have more on that story in just a moment, but we do need to get you started with this forecast. It is our 3rd straight WRAL weather alert day. Kat, we could dip below 20 tonight. That means a lot of that snow that's out there or anything that maybe melted a little bit today is in danger of freezing on the roads.
And that's the concern. It's especially concerning because it may be more ice on the roads tonight in the areas that still have lingering slush and the wet spots on the roads, and that's harder to drive in than just plain snow for many of us. Be careful out there if you are traveling tonight between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. There is a winter weather advisory. To be very clear, no new precipitation will be falling. This just means that we expect hazardous road conditions due to the ice reforming. And this is for Wake County, Lee County, Hoke County, points east, all the way toward the North Carolina coast. Tonight's lows, check out these numbers: 15 in Raleigh, 14 in Fayetteville, Roxborough, and Goldsboro, 13 in Rocky Mount tonight, as well as Clinton. So you're not escaping the cold. No matter where you live, you're going to be in the teens tonight. That's a hard freeze for everyone. 6, 7, 8 a.m., mid-teens, still in the teens at 9 a.m. By noon, many of us climb above freezing. But we are going to have a lot of clouds tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies. It may make it difficult for anything to melt as quickly as it did out there today. Upper 30s for highs tomorrow. As for how much snow we saw from this event, 1.5 inches was the official total out at RDU that will go down in the history books. 1 inch in Durham, Siler City, 1.5 inches in Southern Pines, about that in Lillington and Clayton as well. Our big snowfall winners: Sampson County, Fayetteville, Rocky Mount. Goldsboro picked up on 2 inches of snow as well, but the North Carolina coast had 8 to 9 inch totals. We're going to take a look at those coming up.
This is Brian Schrader in the WRAL Live Center tonight. Fayetteville police are investigating a crash, trying to determine whether weather may have played a role in that. We've also learned, all new at 7 o'clock, the name of the driver killed in this crash on Shaw Mill Road this afternoon. 19-year-old Echeverria Cibrian was driving a car this afternoon around 3:30 when it overturned and went into Cross Creek. You can see the crews pulling that car out. They were able to take Cibrian to Cape Fear Valley Medical Center, where he later was pronounced dead. It was a single vehicle crash here, and you can see how icy the roads look in this video shot at Shaw Mill Road near Ridge Road. We know that crews had to put some sand out there at the scene. Fayetteville police say that it is still under investigation.
Yeah, the roads are dangerous. Brian, thank you so much. We know how dangerous the roads have been, and it's one of the reasons school continues to be canceled. So we got Wake County and Durham County schools. They are closed tomorrow among several different districts. So we have this map with the different colors there letting you know what's going on. Anything in red is closed. Everybody in green, they're going to be going remote tomorrow. WRAL's Aaron Thomas joining us live right now. One of the big reasons they're closing schools, the buses, people getting to and from school, they want to make sure everybody's safe because the roads could get dangerous again tonight.
Yeah, most certainly, Dan, and we also understand that some school districts actually perform road assessment tests just to make sure that it is indeed safe for some of those drivers and families ahead of the school day. Getting a read of some of the ground temperatures at this moment, it is reading as low as it's hovering between 18 and 20 degrees, which is well below freezing. We're also seeing this slick spot here on Trinity Road in Raleigh, which is just outside of Carter Finley Stadium and Lenovo Center. So definitely want these drivers out here to take it slow, as these black ice spots can be tricky. We had the WRAL storm tracker go across several areas in the viewing area across the triangle. This includes Simpkins Road, we're over on 1010 Road, and we were even snuck into Johnson County. We saw several tricky spots, those sheets of ice covering parts of the roadway where the sun didn't shine. We also saw some tricky spots in some of the parking lots and driveways. Happened to run into a driver this evening, and he talked about some of the precautions that he's taking and how concerning some of this weather is. Take a listen.
It's been pretty good, actually, between the sun and the city doing a good job, and it really hasn't been bad. I'm from up north, and I'm used to a lot worse than this.
So he did credit the sun for, hitting some spots. That's why, some of our main roads were no, problems for the most part. Be sure to stay with us on our late news beginning at 10 on Fox 50. We're going to be speaking with a towing company and the precautions that he wants people to take as they are anticipating a higher number of calls for service. Aaron Thomas, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
All right, Aaron. Officers returned to the scene on Democracy Street this evening, a day after that shootout with police last night. The bomb squad was called in because of something suspicious found in the suspect's car. It turns out it wasn't a threat, and in the last 30 minutes, that car was towed away. Again, a Raleigh police officer still in critical condition. 2 people are dead. The suspect shot by police, and another man shot by the suspect. Both men were in their 70s. Neighbors say the suspect went into his ex-wife's house and shot her boyfriend. WRAL's Carly Haynes joining us now live where the suspect's car was found. Carly, walk us through what happened today.
Well, police, once again, didn't find any suspicious items, or they did find suspicious items, though those items were not a threat to the public. The car is gone right now, but this is where the suspect's vehicle was. And to show you how close it was to that shooting scene, this is where police focused their efforts last night, just on the other side of that crime scene tape. We have video of the car being towed away. Police removed a remaining crime scene tape just about 30 minutes ago. Sky 5 video shows the scene while it was still active. Raleigh police did search the suspect's car. They had a warrant to do so. Out of caution, they brought in the hazardous devices unit and told neighbors to get out of the immediate area. Police, once again, later said none of the items found were a threat to the public, though they didn't elaborate on what they did find. We spoke with a group who's been hunkered down in a home just a street over for several hours, waiting to get more information.
I think a lot of what will happen is what will happen, and we'll find that out when the police are ready to explain everything. But as of now, it's just kind of gossip through neighborhood chats and stuff. But other than that, it's
Let's get you caught up on some of the other headlines you need to know. Here are the 5 things you should know right now. Raleigh police are investigating a shooting this afternoon on Morgan's Mill Court. Sky 5 here over that scene around 3:30. Officers found a man there with gunshot wounds. He went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and so far, no arrests have been made. 911 calls reveal the man arrested for making threats at Hope Creek Academy. He was a teacher. Last month, the caller said 40-year-old Kellen Cuttens told another teacher he would, quote, shoot up the school. Cuttens is charged with 1 count of communicating a threat of mass violence on educational property. A 17-year-old wanted for murder in a Lumberton Walmart was arrested in Chicago. This is a picture of the officers arresting Ezekiel Burden yesterday. He's one of 2 suspects in the shooting death of Brandy Olson last month. Olson was an innocent bystander, and police say Burden and the other suspect were targeting someone else. He now faces a first-degree murder charge.
The Power School data breach exposed Social Security numbers of 300,000 North Carolina teachers and more than 900 students. The hack happened last month. It's not clear when people affected will be notified. An update on that elections case in Wake County where they counted ballots of 3 deceased voters. Today, the State Board of Elections ruled the county elections officials who made that decision can keep their jobs. North Carolina usually throws out all ballots cast by people who voted early but died before Election Day. Wake County made an exception last November for 3 people. We went in depth on this very subject not too long ago. You can find Dan's full segment on the WRAL YouTube page. Next month, St. Augustine's University must be able to prove to its accrediting board that it has improved its financial position. A $70 million sports deal is a big piece of that. But as WRAL's Destiny Patterson reports, the Attorney General's office still has to sign off on that deal.
The property of this historically black university Raleigh knows so well could be used for multifamily housing, condos, retail space, and more. St. Augustine's University confirmed some plans for the property as part of its land lease deal with 50+1 Sports, a development firm. A spokesperson says it will lease the land to the firm for 99 years. In turn, the university will sublease about 70% of it back.
We look for that partnership to, one, help us stabilize our finances, but more importantly, show a stable environment going forward.
The university said no one was available for an interview today. Back in December, interim president Marcus Burgess pointed to the deal as a Hail Mary to keep the school accredited and available for federal funding.
We will solidify all of the outstanding things that SAC said they did not see.
The $70 million deal is designed to eliminate debt and secure more funding. But as a nonprofit, the university needs the Attorney General's okay to sell or lease a majority of its land.
There's a state law, part of the nonprofit statute in North Carolina, that requires the nonprofit to provide 30 days advance written notice to the Attorney General and gives the Attorney General the opportunity to review the transaction.
At last check, the AG's office is still reviewing the deal as next month's accreditation hearing looms. Now the university is asking the public to help put pressure on the AG to respond by the end of the week.
It is pretty standard. The Attorney General is going to look at a transaction, just kind of make sure that there's not any type of improper benefit.
The university is, quote, optimistic the AG's office will finalize the approval, saying the AG's office has the lifeline of the university in its hands. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, Raleigh.
WRAL has also obtained documents with some greater details of the deal. We're combing through those documents and we'll be sharing more as we confirm what is in them.
Meteorologist Kat Campbell joining us now. Even colder tomorrow morning, 15 degrees around 6 a.m.
15 as you wake up tomorrow morning. It's going to be a really cold start to the day. And then we're going to be watching for ice on the roads as well. So a heads up. Everybody's seeing freezing temperatures. We are well below freezing tomorrow morning, and that's the concern for refreezing and icing there. 25 by 10 a.m. We are at least above freezing tomorrow afternoon. Today we only got to 32. You can still see there is some snow on the road in downtown Raleigh and on the Natural Sciences Museum globe here. Some of the side roads still have lingering snow and slush, and that'll turn to ice tonight. A lot of the main interstates and highways across the triangle are in an okay shape. But, just keep in mind some of our southern cities, eastern cities still have a lot more lingering snow. Downtown Fayetteville in pretty good shape out there, but you can see it's still a little wet. That could become icy tonight. Take it slow if you have to be on the roads for any reason. If you can stay home, I recommend doing that. 21 right now, and that's the wind chill in Roxborough. 19 already in South Hill. It's not even 7:30 yet, and it's already 19 in South Hill for the actual temperature. 24 in Raleigh, 18 is the wind chill. The wind chill in Fayetteville, 19 right now, and it's already 18 in Goldsboro. That's what it feels like there. Again, it's not even 7:30 yet, so it is going to be bitter cold tonight. Our official snowfall total at RDU was 1.5 inches. This made it the snowiest day since January 20th of 2022. It's been a while. So if your kids are trying to head out and play in the snow tonight, make sure that they have an extra layer compared to what they had today, maybe two, just layer after layer, because it's going to be really cold out there tonight. Don't let them stay out there too long. Take some breaks inside. I know a lot of kids are really excited. Hopefully they got their excitement out a little bit today when it was sunny, though. Check out the snowfall map the past 2 days. All the areas in purple here saw more than 6 inches of snow. Absolutely remarkable to see this in the southeast. Again, if you're wondering how on earth did this happen, well, the jet stream dipped so far to the south with this Arctic blast that as we saw our winter storm form, it was steered by the jet stream. So that's what had it steered right up the southeast coast. Pretty remarkable, and definitely a once-in-a-lifetime event probably for many along the Gulf Coast. Snow reports at the coast were remarkable as well. 5 inches at Ocean Isle Beach, Topsail Beach, 4 inches as you go toward Ocracoke, Redanthi, and Kill Devil Hills, 9 inches. Really, really beautiful sights out there, especially when Monica Casey was showing us the lighthouses earlier today. 15 the low in Raleigh tonight, 13 in Wilson and Lewisburg, 14 in Fayetteville, 15 in Smithfield. Refreezing the main concern tonight. Be careful if you're going to be on the roads. That's why tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day, though I think we'll probably expire that after about 9 or 10 a.m. Your 7-day forecast shows some signs of a warm up, though. We have a lot of clouds tomorrow, then we warm into the 40s. After that, 50s by Sunday into next week. Check out next Wednesday, a week from today, 62 and sunshine. There you go for the warm weather lovers.
Snow is rare. It's not lasting long, but people have enjoyed it today. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Kat, stick around for us. We need you for our one last thing. We're talking about snowstorms and those preloaded smartphone weather apps. If you want an accurate forecast, you've got to go deeper. We're going to discuss after the break. Whether you love it or you hate it, we all seem to get excited when it comes to snow, right? I mean, this state doesn't see as much snow as other places, so when the odds are high, so are the emotions.
That's right. And maybe you saw that little snowflake icon last week on your phone. You got your hopes up. Are we going to get 1, 2, 3? What are we going to get? Maybe even clicked on the icon, read through some of the projected snow totals that your phone was telling you about, told your friends. And then when the snowstorm actually arrives, it wasn't quite what the app on maybe your iPhone was promising.
Yeah, we see this time and time again, right? And there's a reason for that. Those apps use low-resolution models that don't separate snow from sleet or freezing rain. They get the numbers wrong, and especially several days out from the storm. Now, WRAL meteorologists don't contribute to these preloaded smartphone apps or to the Weather Channel. Those apps are great for basic stuff like the temperature, but when it comes to more complicated forecasts, oh, they can miss.
You can't really use those apps to get the whole weather story. You think of it more of like a headline where the story begins. If you want to go deeper, you have to get the full story.
There they
are. When
it
comes to the weather, that means turning to the local meteorologist, whether it's at home or someplace that you plan to visit.
So now we've got Kat in the mix here. You and the weather team run into this kind of thing all the time. People reaching out to you saying, what's going on?
Well, you know, emotions run high when it comes to snow. People are hoping that their baby gets to see snow for the first time, and I understand that.
Yeah.
If you want to use your weather app and see the snowflake icon, that's fine. I understand that as well. Just try to stay away from those projected snowfall totals. You're going to get your hopes up and be disappointed every time. For the past 2 events, they've been forecasting over 6 inches of snow in Raleigh at times. We never issue snowfall forecasts a day out that are that specific. So please try to avoid the numbers and instead see that icon and turn to a more trusted source.
What is the best way, you think, aside from watching one of your forecasts?
Well, of course, you know, you can keep an eye out for the National Weather Service alerts, the winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, things like that. And we've got our own app on WRAL, the WRAL weather app, and we're not going to put those totals out until we know the time's right.
Thank you, Kat.
I know you pay close attention to all of this. Thank you so much for making WRAL your choice for local news. Our next newscast is at 10 on Fox 50.